Alright, this is the drive up to Camp No-Be-Bo-Sco, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, also known as Camp Crystal Lake as most of us know it. But the roads are pretty narrow up here, and your GPS and your cell phone service is pretty limited. So this is the approach. You make a right here, and you actually get into the camp. But you have to wait with the other group of cars, which are here on the left. And as you can see, I'm approaching here. The roads are pretty narrow. I had to make a U-turn at the other end and then come back. So unfortunately, I did a lot of still photos, so I'll have to do a voiceover with that. But anything else, I'll try to show as much as possible with the camera. But yeah, hopefully you'll like it. And looks like I'm here early along with all the other Friday the 13th people. Yes, awesome. Okay, this is the approach into the actual Boy Scout camp. And you can see the name up there, and then you just follow the other cars, and they guide you into the parking lot, and they give you a bunch of goodies right when you enter the place. Nice little shed there in the middle of nowhere. You guys probably checking the tickets up there. Oh, nice. Just got my wristband, souvenir. Oh, there's a lot of shit, man. Oh, this is awesome. Alright, like I said, I didn't record everything, but I'll do a voiceover. Once you make your way into the parking lot, you meet with the other fellow campers, and then you meet with a tour guide, and then you walk up to the actual Camp Crystal Lake. Okay, this is a sign, again, another sign when you enter in with the totem pole, and this is the truck that Steve Christie was driving in the movie. And on the back of the Jeep, you have a lot of the cast and crew members' autographs. Tom Savini, Robbie Morgan, Harry Manfredini, Adrian King. But yes, a very cool experience to see their autographs. Now, once you meet up with your fellow campers, you guys are all split up into groups, and we headed over to the shower house or shower cabin where the scene with the axe with Marcy took place. Now, there's a sink that was in the movie. Unfortunately, the water doesn't work, but you get an idea. And that flashlight is supposed to be like a prop that Marcy was actually using when she made her way over to the shower house. Now, it was actually raining that day, so as you can see here in the photo, a lot of us have the ponchos on because, yeah, it was raining, but it was an experience because in the movie, it actually rains. Now, we're making our way over to the canoe that Alice was in at the very end of the movie when Jason pops out, but that day was really hot, and all of a sudden it started raining. That's why we were wearing the ponchos, but what made it even better was there was this light mist on the lake, and it was just downright beautiful and creepy at the same time.
At the very end, you have the big fight on the beach with Alice and Mrs. Voorhees. Chops her head off, gets into the canoe and floats out. You wake up Saturday the 14th.
Okay, this is the area at the very beginning of the film when the camp counselors are singing their songs by the campfire and, playing guitar and whatnot, and then you get the two people who are eyeballing each other because they want to make love later. But this is right before we ate dinner. Yeah.
The wood in the background was different than both fireplaces.
And this was our dinner that night. I can't remember what it was, actually. I think it was chicken, macaroni, and bow tie pasta, a salad, bread. It was actually really good. It was like a buffet style, but very delicious and, yeah, very tasty. Okay, after dinner we headed over to the archery range where Ned was fooling around with the bow and arrow, and he shot it on the target and surprised Brenda.
Ta-da! Crazy? I don't believe... Bye!
All right, after this, we went over to the powerhouse where Bill was killed when he gets all the arrows in his body. We had learned something really interesting about Bill, but I can't give away too much. You're just going to have to come out and find out for yourself. Okay, after the powerhouse, we headed over to that shed at the very opening of the movie where the two young camp counselors who were wearing the yellow were making out, and then they met their demise from Mrs. Pamela Voorhees.
Disturbed their.
Oh.
Creepy.
So this is where they were. We weren't doing anything. We were just
messing up. Walker and higher than the rest.
Fantastic acting skills.
I know.
We weren't doing anything. We were just messing around.
All right, sorry, that's a shot of me right there. I look stupid. Now, before we headed over to Alice's cabin, this was the cabin that was at the end when Alice and Bill were looking. They were looking for a phone, and supposedly this was the area where the phone line was cut. All right, this is a view of Alice's cabin, and it's also the cabin at the very opening scene when Mrs. Voorhees is walking through the cabin, and she's looking at the small children. All right, this is the main cabin where Alice, Bill, and Brenda were playing strip Monopoly, and it's also the cabin where Alice and Mrs. Voorhees get in a confrontation, and where Alice meets Crazy Ralph for the first time.
All the garbage. There it is. All the
Messenger of God, you're doomed if you stay here. This place is cursed. Cursed.
Here's some random photos of the lake before we headed over to our next area, which was Brenda's cabin.
Did you know that a young boy drowned the year before those two others were killed? The counselors weren't paying any attention. They were making love while that young boy drowned.
And this is Brenda's cabin where she heard Mrs. Voorhees or possibly Jason saying, "Help me! Over here!" It's also the cabin where Kevin Bacon gets killed at with the arrow in his throat. And right before that, there's a shot of Ned on top of the bed above him. All right, again, just some random photos of Camp Crystal Lake, of Steve Christie's truck, Crazy Ralph's bike, and the sign. It's actually the replica sign.
Oh, hi. What are you doing out in this mess?
And before we watched the movie, we actually were treated to s'mores at the campfire.
Technology must have been more important.
He wasn't a very good swimmer.
think we should wait for Mr. Christie?
That's not necessary.
I don't understand.
I am Jason. You see, Jason was my son, and today is his birthday.
Kill her, Mommy. Kill her.
This is the next day, and again, I stayed in the shower house or shower cabin, and that was where Marcy was killed at with the axe. I slept right by the shower curtain, and as you can see from this photo here, it was very unreal, and it was an awesome experience. But again, yeah, if you wanted to go canoeing right after breakfast, we had a really good breakfast too. If you wanted to go canoeing right after breakfast, you could, or you didn't have to, so I can show some photos from that.
If it's a smaller group, everybody's moving together, we usually play it right.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
My flight here was actually changed. Did you know a young boy drowned in this lake?
Alright, this is me driving out of Camp Crystal Lake. Unfortunately, yeah, my time came to an end here, just like the other campers. But we had an amazing time, an amazing experience. I'm looking forward to doing this again next year. And, you know, for those of you who have never been out here, if you don't want to spend the money on the overnight, you know, I highly recommend just doing the 4-hour, you know, day tour, lakefront tour, or the extended tour. But if you do the VIP overnight, I realize, yes, it is pricey, it is expensive, but don't look at it as money. If you are a super fan of this movie, you need to experience it. You need to experience the rain. You need to experience the dark. You need to experience the isolation of what it's actually like to be out here. Because I'll be honest with you, in the middle of the night when I woke up to go to the bathroom, I was outside at the porta potty, and I just had to take in the moment because it was unreal. Yeah, it was very creepy because it was pitch black dark out here. And I think my fellow campers would agree with me. The bonds that you formed out here, you know, with other people who are fans of the movie, is just an amazing experience. And I can't say, you know, I can't say enough about how much time I enjoyed out here. But let's go ahead and check out Blairstown and some random things, and we'll look at some of the souvenirs that I bought. Alright, this is the Blairstown Diner located in Blairstown, New Jersey, where parts of Friday the 13th Part 1 were filmed. This place is just loaded with Friday the 13th stuff. This is a view of my hamburger. This was a view of outside the diner, and then here's some random pictures the day on Friday the 13th before I went to the camp, and I got a chance to meet Bill Randolph. He was a guy from Friday the 13th Part 2. Right here is where Annie was walking through the arches. Right here.
No sweat. Thanks a lot for the lift.
Alright, I'm going to go over some of the items that were given to me during my time at Camp Crystal Lake on Friday, June 13th, 2025, and some of the items that I purchased. But what they do is they take a photo of you at the very beginning and they give the photo to you at the very end. Now, I don't know if it's because we were VIP overnight and we got this photo for free at the very end. But again, if you happen to watch this video and happen to attend on this particular day, I'm kind of looking for some of you that I made contact with. Mainly this couple right here, and I'm so bad with names, I apologize, but they were from, I think, Pennsylvania, and I met them right when I got there. This gal right here, if you're watching this video, I think she is from California. And where's Steven? I think if I'm correct, your name is Steven. He's from Denver. And then, let's see, who else? Jackie. I met Jackie. Jackie. But yeah, if you guys happen to watch this video, please leave a comment. I'm kind of looking to get in touch with you. I don't know why we didn't exchange information. But anyway, let's go ahead and start. I purchased a magnet. And again, it's up to you what you want to purchase. I didn't want to purchase a ton of things because I was kind of tight with money. But purchased a magnet. They give you hand sanitizer once you're there. Just compliments of some of the things that you receive. Another magnet I purchased, and then I purchased the. I'm very old school. I wanted to treat this trip as an old school. I didn't want a CD or anything like that, but I purchased the cassette tape of Friday the 13th. Now this one was not signed by Harry. I just kept I just purchased the original cassette tape. This is just a little overview of things you can and can't do when you're at the camp. You receive this right when you arrive there. And these are all the items at the gift store. They actually had more items that are actually not on here, but they give this to you right when you get there in the parking lot. But it's pretty neat. And again, here's my ticket. June 13th, 2025 from 3 p.m. to the next day, June 14th at 10 a.m. There's the address. VIP overnight experience. But yeah, that's the PDF I printed out. Now, right when you get there, they give you this really awesome backpack. It's pretty thick, well padded. I didn't use this on the trip because I just want to keep it as a, just a collector's memorabilia from my time there. Got the logo. Now, this blanket they give you during your time in the night when you watch Friday the 13th, Part 1, Lakeside at Camp Crystal Lake. And it was such an amazing experience, guys, that I am looking to go back next year. And let's see. Now, the Pamela Voorhees figure, they don't give you this. I brought this there, but you saw in the videos earlier where I actually put her. Okay, they give you this to you as well. Admit one, it's just a ticket. And then here we go, June 25th, VIP, Friday, June 13th at 3 p.m., Crystal Lake Tours. I chose to get Polaroids of myself right when I walked in. You can do 8x10s if you want, but I didn't want to do 8x10s because I wanted to treat this as if it were 1980. But there's me with the arrow when Brenda gets killed at the archery range. There's myself at the sign. And let's go up here. Now, prior to me attending the camp, I went to Blairstown, and you could meet some celebrities. I got Bill Randolph's autograph, had him put, "Mike, asshole, this is my truck." So he said that line in Friday the 13th Part 2. But yeah, I got to meet him, and obviously you saw the photo of me and him earlier. Let's pan over here. Now, Blairstown Diner, you can purchase what you want there. I went to Blairstown Diner the day before Friday the 13th and the day of Friday the 13th because I wanted to get some coffee. So yeah, you can see that summer camp blend. There's Jason. So I'm a huge coffee fan. I love coffee, so I had to get that. This particular t-shirt, they only gave out at Blairstown Diner the day of Friday the 13th. So you cannot purchase this on their website. You had to physically be there to purchase this, but great depiction of Jason and his axe. Happy birthday, Jason. Blairstown Diner. And then they give you this awesome water bottle right when you enter the camp. Got my name on the bottom of it, 6/13/2025. And going down here, here's my lanyard that I wore while I was actually there. And I think if I'm correct, if you were on the extended overnight tour VIP, the difference between these, if you were on the regular tour, I think it's yellow, and these signified that we were the VIP overnight, which is pretty sweet. Little pin that they give you the next day at breakfast. I survived Camp Crystal Lake, June 25th, or June 2025. They give you this water bottle or the koozie to keep it cold. Now they give you these masks during the night because when you are asleep, I slept in the movie cabin and there's no curtains in there. So I happened to sleep in the shower house where the axe scene took place at the shower with, I think it's Marcy if I'm correct. This is chocolate. Now, you have to excuse me. It's chocolate shaped in an axe. This actually broke during my time when I was coming back, but yeah, let me know what you think. Again, I could have went all out and just purchased so much stuff, but I had to kind of be mindful of things when I was bringing them back from vacation if I didn't have any room. But yes, I'm looking to get this picture printed out. It's 22 inches by 8 inches. And yeah, hopefully you liked the things I collected while I was actually there.
That's not necessary.
I don't understand.
I am Jason. I am. You see, Jason was my son, and today is his birthday.